Hangouts can go for an entire 8 hours.
Yeah, dude, I don't doubt it. Some people just go on and on and on.
That's impressive.
Top 10 with that being said.
It's because you say, okay, for instance, you saying that being said, and I know I'm live right now, so people are going to be watching this. But you know, when you say that being said, it's like, because you start to talk after it, and then so you're like, okay, that's the closing thought. That being said.
Say it like 20 times.
Yeah, dude, I do the same thing. I do that. Now that you know we're live, now you're like,
oh, yeah, I hope they hear it.
I hope they hear it. Hold on. 0 viewers right now. Oh, shoot, I just started this thing. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right, what? Hold on.
What happened?
How's it going, man?
Good. Yeah, I just got out of the
Hold up. Oh, it's all good, man. Hold up 1 second, all right? I'm just gonna try to post this link real quick. I don't know if the other one isn't working or not, so I want to make sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, I watched most of that.
Yeah.
Is it still going, or is it over now?
What's up?
I said, is it still going, or is it over now?
I think it's over, dude. He's just doing Q&A, but yeah, dude. Hold up 1 second, and then because I'm trying to get everyone on, because there's going to be more people hopping on, and then let's all talk. All right.
All right, buddy.
This out and share. I have this like rubber like pad over like my keys, and it makes my typing so much slower. It's annoying, but it keeps the keys clean. All right, let me post this one more place, see if we can't get more people on.
Gotcha. And did you create that group that we're in?
The marketing elite, yeah, that's Nick and I created it together. So let's see here. Hop for a re. What are you crying about, Milo? That's weird. Where did my post go? I feel like I'm not seeing it. I don't know if I posted it in this. Okay, I gotta check. But glad you're on, man.
Yeah, buddy.
So we will be getting this thing started here in a second. More people hop on. I don't know if I gave the right link in the first place. There's so many. It's just ridiculous sometimes. All right, let's see. One last time, I'm going to post this over here. You. Delete. What's up, dude?
That dude's funny.
Dude, he is pretty funny. He's money, dude. He's just so good. And I mean, I think, to a degree, he's just on a completely different level than most network marketers. And, so it's something that I feel like, we're going to learn a lot more from hanging around that type of a person, that, being involved with that type of a community. Because the guy knows his stuff, dude. He knows how to take, a simple idea and turn it into millions of dollars, and not very many people can do that. So to be able to hop on a call with someone like that, or not even hop on, a call, but even just learn from him on a webinar it's absolutely phenomenal.
It's a Ray Higdon, right?
Hop.
What network marketing company was he in? Or was he?
He's still involved with one. He's one of the top income earners over at World Ventures. So I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Nice. Well, I mean, shoot, the guy could probably join any single company and become the top earner from the sound.
Yeah. Seriously. Okay, one last time I'm going to make a post and we're good to go. Hop on this.
Dude, that sucks it's snowing where you're at.
It's not too bad, dude. I mean, I love skiing, so I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah, like the house that I grew up in, we had a hill, like a big hill in the backyard, and so the whole neighborhood would always come over and we'd go sledding and stuff. I had like a snowboard, and it was just like one of them like Walmart ones, but
Yeah.
I practiced a lot, and we'd make ramps, and I ended up like being able to do like 180s off the ramp and everything.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I went to the ski resort for the first time in, what was it? It was like February or something. But you know who Jordan Davis is? He was
Jordan Davis. No, tell me more.
he was in Wake Up Now.
Oh, okay, I do, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he just joined
World Ventures?
no, not World Ventures. What's that company with the neon drink?
Oh, Body Vibe, yeah, like Visalis.
Yeah, Visalis. He just joined that or whatever. But anyways, that was when we were doing Vipassana, and he came out with a few other buddies, and this was the first time he had seen snow, because he lived in California his whole life. And so he came, and it literally snowed from 2 p.m. to like 4 a.m. Like the
Really?
whole time, yeah. And so I drove in this freaking snow the whole time, and we ordered tickets online for the ski resort. It was like $30 for the night. It was like Midnight Madness or whatever, and like, dude, it was crazy because like the roads were so bad, but we were all like determined that we were gonna get there because we had already paid and everything. And so the first time we seen snow, we drove in it all day, sketchy as hell, and then finally we made it there, dude. We had to like go through all these like back roads up a like freaking mountain basically, and it was crazy, man. Like literally, if we would have slid off.
Yo! I gotta throw a shirt on here, ladies.
No, please don't. Please don't. No, I'm not a lady, but I swing both ways if you need me to. I'm just kidding. For those of you guys who watch the replay or the video some other time, I'm actually not gay. Now, if you think I am and you're interested, I just know that I'm not. Now, it doesn't mean I don't like you.
What the hell?
Yo, what's up, guys? So, anyways, no, okay, really quick, man. I know I was always gonna, I called you Zach for a while, and I was like, wait a minute, that's an E. So your name is Zeke?
It's Zechariah actually.
Oh, Zach. So what do people call you?
Zach. I mean,
Oh, they do call you Zach.
it's just normal. But when I get on stage, I'm gonna like go out as Zechariah, and
Zechariah. That sounds interesting, man. I like it. It's like it's mysterious.
Man. This man. That dead man. The Zed man.
That's
But,
that's
I'll-
funny. I'm trying to get a few more homies on the call so we can all kind of just share. And even if not, we'll start this thing here in a second anyway. So let's see here.
I just wanted to say that I'm amped to start this 3-minute expert attraction marketing. And you know what, guys? You'll be hearing from me in a year from now when I'm making $5,000 a day from my blog.
And check this out, dude. I appreciate the commission. I really do.
Hey, man.
That's hilarious.
You deserve it.
I honestly hope it is, man. I want to be able to learn from you. So, anyways, I mean, what else is the guy gonna do besides sell something? And that's honestly good. If you took any notes there, if you learned anything, I think one of the biggest lessons we can learn here is, promote into, a webinar, promote into an event, and use it to, number one, provide value and share something of value. Because if you notice, man, you always get on these webinars, and here's what's funny. You get on webinars, and they share some really cool stuff with you, but it's very generalized. What he shared with you, create a vision. I mean, you could go and teach an entire college course on that for 2 semesters, right? A legitimate course on how-tos, the how-to. And it's funny, man, because he teaches he talks about all this stuff, but then what did he do? He used it to sell, right? And so in this case, man, that's something that I learned a little bit more. You have a dog growling?
Yes, she doesn't like the neighbors.
That's funny. But it's something that if you're gonna share anything with people, use it to sell at the end, And obviously it worked, Tim. All I'm seeing right now, it's hilarious. All I'm seeing right now on your guys' screens is a bunch of ceilings and walls. Every single one of you. Every one of you. There we go. We got one on board. Yo, Zach, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I had to let my girlfriend in. She's locked out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I usually keep her out at night when she's getting, like prissy, but hold on. Let's see here. I want more people to hop on right now.
It's late, bro. It's late, man. Come on, give people a break.
That's true. It's already 11. It's already 11 out on the East Coast. It's only 9 here, so I'm not worried about it. You guys, screw your sleep. I'm good.
I gotta be up in like T-minus 6 hours.
That's true, dude. I love you, man. I appreciate everything you do, especially, how early you can wake up with such little sleep and be good to go. Like, I need a solid 6 hours minimum, like, of actual sleep.
Yeah.
You know what they say, sleep is for those...
What's up, Evan?
Yo!
Let's say that we just did this.
What's going on?
Did this webinar.
Doing
How are you guys?
well. So, doing good, man.
50.
So, I know this webinar. How long have we been on this webinar? I want to see something real quick, okay? I want to check the time of the webinar. We're going to get this thing started right now, and the way this is going to work is all of us, because it's hard with Hangouts, there's so many echoes and there's so much going on. What we're going to do is just share a little bit about, yourself, and then you can share what you learned on the webinar, and we can actually use this. You can share this with people, which is super, super cool, right, as free value. That's why I wanted you guys to hop on the webinar, because it's something that you can use to sell. So, from past experiences, I know that people are going to watch this, what I'm saying right now, which is totally cool, okay, but I'm going to check really quick what time we're at. I guess I don't know yet, right? But what we can do is you can share this with people and say, skip ahead to blank this time once it's recorded, and then start watching from there. and they can see it's like live testimonials. It's like we're actually sharing what we learned, and you can use it to sell whatever you're wanting to sell. So that being said, I'm gonna mute mine, and I'm gonna let whoever go. Who wants to go first? Who wants to share what
Yep.
they learned? Who wants to? Anything? Tim. All right, cool. And then we'll go from there. So let me mute myself. Everyone else, mute yourself, and we're good to go.
Roger that. All right, so yeah, just basically the takeaway from that, the whole ordeal there was.
Evan, can you quickly mute yourself real quick, please? And then good. So we're all good, right?
Good to go. What's up, Catherine?
Hello.
I'm just basically telling what I picked up from the webinar there. We're all telling our little stories. So if you'd like to just quickly mute your mic, I'm going to tell you what I learned, and then we're going through everybody. Thanks. It's late. But yeah, so basically what I took away, quick and dirty, is the number one thing is value. The more value you push out to people, the more content you create, the more you can provide to your said niche, the more sales you're going to get, the more customer relations you're going to get, the more following you're going to get, the more leads you're going to get, okay? So even if it's like a guy I follow, Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Gary Vaynerchuk, but he, ran Wine Library TV for like, he did, I watched the video there, and he did a lot of work and a lot of videos and a lot of content on a daily basis. He has like over 1,000 episodes, 1,000 videos out there, right? And just think for a second, like how long would it actually take you to make 1,000 videos? Like we're doing our 7 videos right now, right? But 1,000, right? Just think about that for a second. And him doing that process and just going through the motions and just making a video a day for 1,000 days straight, like that's a ton of content. That's a ton of like you that people can watch, and that to me was just something that that was huge. So definitely I bought the course, so I'm going through it definitely to get some new ideas and to just learn the ropes. Like I'm a coachable guy. That's the way I like to be, always a student, and that's just basically how I'm going to succeed, is always just learning, so that's it for me. I gotta take off. It's late here. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that.
All right, I appreciate it, Tim. Yeah, Tim's got to get up early in the morning, like what, 5?
I'll be up at 6.
6, okay. So you're not as hardcore as I thought you were. All right, cool. I appreciate you, Tim. We'll see you tomorrow, dude, and let us know how the course goes. And if we all need to buy it, we will, right? So, anyways, who wants to be up next? Who wants to share a little bit? I know Tim tried to rush through his. Who wants to share a little bit about themselves first? Because we all don't know you right now. We've been watching each other's videos. Zach, you haven't really been too plugged into the group. I just added you today. But each one of us has been making a video a day. The lady's been killing it. Tim's been killing it. Evan, this was your first day making the video.
Paul,
And I'm excited. I'm fired up for you guys. So we'll see you, man.
Paul, I'm just gonna
What's up?
interrupt you here for a second. Thursday for sure. I guess tomorrow we're doing that.
Tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're just
I'll share the link tomorrow. Dude.
wicked. All right, sounds good. I hope to see you guys all there
Cool. Peace out, Tim.
later.
All right, cool. So who else wants to share now? Who wants to share a little bit about themselves? Zach, if you wanna do that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Unless someone has to get up early. Does anyone else have to get up really early?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Yes, no? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Cool. All right, Zach, if you want to speak, you may.
All right. So my name's Zach, obviously. I'm from Illinois, and I'm 19. 2 years ago, or no, well, basically a year ago, found out about network marketing or whatever, Vima, and decided like that's what I wanted, because at the time I was a senior in high school and I was trying to figure out what I was wanting to do with my life, like a lot of seniors, and once my buddy told me about network marketing and everything, I was like, that's it, man. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. And I've struggled with smoking pot and like getting off course with that, and it's really like held me back. But the past 3 weeks, I've been staying away from it. I've made like 2 videos so far. I've been trying to like stay consistent with my Facebook posts and everything, and I'm just ready to actually start making something happen. And then I've been watching your videos, Paul, and definitely we've been connecting. And so I got on that webinar tonight, and what I learned is that you need to have a blog. Like, that's the number one thing, that which I'm sure you guys got his point. But I wrote down some notes, and it says have a vision, of course, and then what else? But yeah, basically I took from that you need to have a blog to create big amounts of income, or that's the best way anyways, through the internet. And I just wrote down some notes, put have a vision, and then like just seeing yourself where you want to be and focusing on that, and then have an impact on others, and helping others is what's going to make you money, not necessarily becoming a good salesman and all that. So just becoming good at providing value. And wrote down immerse yourself in learning, then create content, and then teach that, and then blogging. And yeah, just learn that you need to have a blog and provide value. That's what I got from that. That's my part.
Solid. I appreciate you, man. So, who wants to share what they learned next, and then I'll kind of share what I learned, and hopefully this call was valuable to each one of you guys. So, Evan, do you wanna come up next and share what you're fired up about?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Evan, and that was a really exciting webinar. I am pretty stoked right now. I have so many ideas flowing. But yeah, I'll start with some stuff about me. I am 27 years young, and I'm from Minnesota. I started off my career in the Marine Corps, controlling airplanes, and then I got out and I moved to the Bahamas, started a traveling business with my friend. That failed horribly, and then I came back here to Minnesota, started dispatching the police and fire department for corporate, and I was like, no, this is not doing anything. And then I started promoting music for a while, and then I just ended up not being fulfilled. I wanted to work with people who weren't just partying, and then my friend, I saw they were doing really well in network marketing, and I was kind of hesitant at first, and then I thought, I saw the vision, I saw the plan, and I'm starting to really take off and run with it. And okay, so what I learned about this webinar, you have to put out content so that way you can become an authority, and basically all of your content that you put out is a digital asset, and that people can refer to at any time. So once you make something, people can just see it and gain knowledge, and so not many people know how to blog, and if you do, then you're obviously going to be an authority, and you're going to have a more of a posture when doing business, and people are going to look up to you and take your advice, and they're going to want to work with you, versus you have to beg people to work with them. Yeah, the main things I took were just brand you, and yeah, become an authority. And then one of the phrases that I'm going to use with people, it kind of show them MLSP, is how are you doing with generating leads online? And that is one of I think that's a really good phrase that everybody should write down, is how are you doing generating leads online? Because that's something that'll obviously, we know that most network marketers don't even recruit 3 people. They only recruit 2.5 people. That's the average. So if you already know the answer, they're not recruiting, or they're not generating leads online. So there you go. Boom, MLSP, residual income.
Awesome, Evan. I appreciate you sharing. And Kelly, good to have you on the call. what we're going to do, so what we're doing, can you hear me, Kelly? You
I
good?
can, yeah. Yep.
All right, awesome. So, I appreciate you hopping on the call. So what we're doing right now is we're kind of just sharing a little bit about ourselves first, and then we're sharing what we learned, what value we took away. And this is honestly going to be recorded. So what you guys can do is grab the link to this, recording and share it with people after. So this is kind of like a real live testimonial, right? Just on the webinar alone, what you learned. And so this is less about MLSP, less about all this stuff, just more about people seeing that this thing's real and that people are excited, people are fired up, and I know I'm fired up and I'm excited to have you guys here. So anyways, if you want to mute your microphone right now so we don't have too much echo or anything. Next person, I want to have share is Jessie, and Jessie, I've known her for quite a while now. She actually came from where I'm from, Bozeman, Montana. This is where she lived in. So it's been amazing to see her grow this past couple of years from where she was at. It's like to where she's at now is just completely different. Her mindset has shifted a ton. So if you want to share something, Jessie, that'd be cool.
All right, I think I'm unmuted now. Right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Can you hear me? You can hear me? Okay, perfect. Sorry if my dog's growling. She doesn't like the neighbors. Well, as he said, I'm from Montana. Right now I live in San Diego, California. I'm stationed here with my husband, who's stationed at Miramar. Well, it's been a rough ride with me between different MLMs. Like Ray was saying, they come and they go. And I just got started with this a couple days ago, and I'm loving it so far. I love what Ray had to say. For those of you who don't know, I'm like pregnant, so another thing I really like about this thing is I can do it online. I don't have to like shower and get dressed and then waddle my little pregnant butt down to one of those little conventions and sit in a hard chair for hours on end. So that's really nice. And as you saw a minute ago, I was snacking on some of my little pregnant lady snacks. So one thing I really liked from Ray was he was really stressing the freedom. I really like that. Where's that quote? Yeah, the one, and then another quote that I have like circled and highlighted is goals are not enough, couple them with a vision. I really like that. Because yeah, you can set your goals and sometimes they don't always work out how you want them to go. And there's steps to goals. So if you couple them with a vision, like he was saying, like where do you see yourself? See yourself in a different situation. Who do you want to be? Quit worrying about this, quit worrying about that. Sure, it's cool to have a goal, but is your goal, I don't know how I'm trying to say this. Is your goal matching up with where you see yourself going? Like, who's your role model? Pick that role model and kind of mold yourself after them, I guess. I really like that. It's really inspiring, actually. The whole thing had me whole fired up. I have like 2 full pages of notes here. And I've written all over the little margins too, so it was pretty awesome. I don't know if everyone else felt the same way, but yeah, that's pretty much, I love the whole speech, so whoever else wants to go.
All right, awesome. I appreciate you. All right, so Catherine, you're next up. All right, and then Kelly, we'll get to you. You hopped on a little bit later, so these people have been waiting. And then, obviously I'll share what I learned and what I took away, and from that point on, we can all kind of just, either speak a little bit more or hop off. So, Catherine, you're up.
Well, I am a living caregiver. I am here every day, all night, except for Saturdays and Sundays until 8 p.m. So, it's pretty busy a lot. It's hard to juggle things, but I manage. I didn't really catch a lot of the webinar because my internet, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and sometimes it kind of is in and out. So I'm probably going to have to watch the replay. I didn't learn a lot except for what I've been hearing from you guys. But I heard something about his family, a little bits and pieces. It was kind of cutting in and out. So, but that's about it, really. I think I'm going to have to watch a replay to understand everything.
Okay. It's all good. So I'll share with you what I learned here in a bit. So if Kelly, you wanna share now and tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, where you're at, where you're from, and what you do if you work a job, if you're in school, or.
Sure. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me, Paul? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So I'm 28. I am a licensed massage therapist. I've been doing massage therapy for about 5 years now. Went to college, got a degree, 4-year degree in exercise science. Started working kind of like at the chiropractic clinics after that. Still didn't really know what I wanted to do. And then about a year and a half after that, I went back to massage school and loved it. I've been doing it ever since. I'm currently with It Works right now, and I've been with them for a little over 2 years. And it was kind of something that I wasn't looking for. I actually found the opportunity on like a Craigslist ad, and so it didn't say anything what it was about, blah blah blah. I'd seen it before, no way am I doing that. So I had met this lady at Starbucks, right? She's like, oh, I'll be with a green folder, and I'm like, okay. I walk in, and I find her, and it says It Works on it, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like I was like, no. I didn't walk out. I just sat down and listened to what she had to say. And we ended up talking for about like over an hour, and it was my mind was like, okay, well, I had just went through a medical condition, and I was out of work for like 3 weeks to a month. And if anyone knows, like as a massage therapist, if you're not hands-on with clients, you're not getting paid. So, and at that time, like I was without pay for almost a month, and that was just, I was living at home, but it was just something that I knew. It sucks. Like, if that ever happened again, I wouldn't be a happy girl. So at the time, it was more about, like, kind of making the extra money to support myself. So I decided to kind of jump right in. And it's been great. I mean, I really do enjoy it. It's been a way for me to kind of cut back on the massage therapy hours because it's really physically demanding as far as work and stuff. But kind of the part that resonated with me that Paul and Nick, you're talking about, and the whole MLSP thing is that I've always been someone who wanted to do something different. And I love the company, but it's just always like, you have to do it this way. You have to do it the old school way. And I had a friend who was a part of Empower Network, and she showed me a few things as far as blogging and all that stuff last year. And so I had started a blog, originally, and I didn't jump all in. So I had a blog, and I was like, what do I do now? I had no idea what to do with that, So I posted a few links here and there. I was like, I don't really think this is getting any traffic. I made a few YouTube videos. I'm like, how the heck am I getting people here? So that just kind of went by the wayside for a little bit. But now it's just like, I think everything happens for a reason. I found you guys on Facebook. Didn't know anything about you guys until a few days ago when I got referred to you from a friend. So I'm just excited to get started. I'm going through Lisa Torres' training right now. I was doing that earlier and then got caught up later in the evening. So I'm excited to listen to this training and go through the back office more, just kind of get a feel for that. So.
Awesome. Okay, so you guys, I appreciate each one of you guys sharing. I can't tell you how much it means for to me to have you guys on here, thanking me, and I hope that in the near future, not years from now, not months from now, in the very, very near future, that you guys can have the same thing, and so here's what I want you guys to understand. Kelly, can you mute your microphone real quick? I'm getting a little bit of an echo. It's all good. Is I've gone through a lot. Can you guys see me, by the way? I want to make sure you guys can see me. We're good? Cool. This this past 3.5 years have not been the easiest thing for me. I got my start in network marketing with a company called Vima. And, a lot of you guys know what that is. And most network marketing companies, they're not created to make people a lot of money. They aren't. The ones that usually do are the ones that go out of business every so often. Or, I was involved with another company called Wake Up Now after that because a lot of our friends were jumping in on board, and it was a company based around a comp plan and less about product. So you've got these weird, things that happen in network marketing. The first company, you couldn't get paid enough as someone who had no skill set inside of the network marketing industry. It took like 30 people to break even residually. I'm not talking about one-time bonuses. Nobody likes one-time bonuses. I was talking residually, like 30 people to bring a $150 product. So you tell me how many people went in there and actually saw some real results. Now, there were a lot of people who liked the product and stayed as customers, but then again, it's not a product or a service that, for instance, and I'm not trying to sit here and talk negatively about it. I think it's an amazing company. But it's not a product or service that people don't think twice about buying each month. Now, if you've got a product in a network marketing company, like let's say shampoo, well, every one of you guys uses shampoo. If you don't, you're gross. Right? But here's my point. You don't think twice about it, and if it's at a decent price point, you buy it every single month. You're gonna pick the one that obviously is decently healthy. It's not gonna destroy your hair. And number two, you don't think about it twice because it's a good price point, but you need it. So that's my belief system in the network marketing industry. I'm not involved with one right now. I plan on being involved with one in the near future. The right along yet, and it's not the right company. I know kind of who I want to join. It's more about joining the right leader. I join leaders. I don't join companies. Anyways, you guys, 3 years ago I got my start. Bounced around here and there, and I was just tired. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know that feeling where you're trying to do this thing. It's on the back of your mind at all times, right? But you have this little nagging, this little doubt that keeps telling you, well, I could do either do it today, but I wasted a little bit of time today, so I can do it tomorrow. And if that doesn't happen, well, who's gonna believe me? Who's gonna like me? Who's gonna even care? Because I've been rejected so much at that point, like all of us have. My story is no different than yours. That I started to lose confidence in not only myself, but in my ability to help others. So right now, what I'm trying to tell you guys is I wouldn't be here. Okay, I would not be here sharing this stuff with you if I didn't have, complete and utter and total confidence that I can help you now. Because I went through a period of about a year where I didn't do anything because I promised people so many things, but they saw so little results. So I'm not here to promise you the world. I'm not here to tell you, this thing's going to be the best thing that you'd ever done since, sliced bread. The reality is all I'm here to tell you is that I'm no different than you, and Ray Higdon's no different than me. What's that mean? We're all the same here. The only difference is, all right, he's had a little bit more practice, a little bit more time. He's put a little bit more energy into it. That's it. That is it. There's no one that's influenced me more than Jim Rohn. And if there's one thing that he says, it's begin this upward spiral of progress through small daily disciplines. That's it. What are you not doing right now that's so simple to do that you could be doing every single day? Because I'm telling you right now, if you're not full-time in network marketing, it's not because the right people aren't there. It's not because you don't have enough people to talk to. You have all the resources in the world. Anthony Robbins said it's not about, your resources. Most people blame their current circumstances, their current lifestyle, their current everything on the resources. But it's not the resources. It's how resourceful you are. It's about you being resourceful. What's that mean? You guys have all of the resources to become successful. If you would simply talk to 5 people, actually get 5 people on the webinars that we're having every single week, if you guys would actually talk to people and just share with them, because 95% of network marketers fail. 95% of network marketers don't like what they're currently doing and want to make network marketing work, but can't. And why is that? Well, it could be, the circumstances, or maybe they just haven't, found MLSP yet. That's my personal opinion. Now, I have a very profound conviction that this is, a system that can change many lives, and obviously that webinar, you may have proved it to you. You've got people like Ray Higdon in this group. He's involved with a network marketing company completely different than yours, and he's willing to hop on a call and share with you what he learned by paying $240,000 for coaching and mentoring. You've got the community here. I mean, I'm not involved in a network marketing company. You guys are involved in a bunch of different network marketing companies, and you have my coaching. You have Nick's mentorship. You have Evan's mentorship. You have Kelly's mentorship, right? All of you guys are here for each other. So anyways, what I learned, pretty cool stuff, you guys. It's something about Ray Higdon, he keeps getting better and better and better and better. He's getting more and more refined. First time I heard Eric Worre on a video call, I was like, oh, this guy's all right. And then I saw him live in person, and that guy is becoming refined. He is refining his craft. He can speak a lot better than he did in the beginning. And guess what? That's what the videos are for, you guys. That's why you're making these videos, because you're going to be so much better by day 7. They're going to be like, holy crap, I can actually do this. I'm a little bit more confident about sharing this with someone now. I'm going to toss it on my wall. And you see the reactions people get. I get so many people now that are messaging me because I made a video, and that's what I want for you guys. That's what I want for you guys, and all you have to do is take that action, right? So, sorry, tangent. I love the idea of suspending your disbelief. That's something that's really, really powerful to me, because I was just sharing that idea with you, and that's what he talked about in the call. Suspending your disbelief. If you didn't write that down, write it down. Toss it up on your wall where you can see it every single morning. What's your disbelief? What is inside of you right now that's telling you well, I had this thing that happened to me, right? Where I was always thinking to myself, oh God, in the near future, I'm just going to be, in the future, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to be known, I'm going to be wealthy, I'm going to have, all these people following me. I always had this in the future. I would tell people, here real soon, I'm going to have it happen. But I never realized, all I need to do is take action right now for that to happen. So that was my disbelief. My disbelief wasn't that it wasn't going to happen to me in the future. It was just that I didn't see myself in a better situation now. You see what I'm saying? Right now. Now, what's that what's that mean? Well, if I'm not taking action right now, this is taking action for me. I'm building you guys up, okay? And I don't earn commission from you guys. All I hope is that you simply share what you've learned from me with others. That's all I want. That's all I want. But my point is, right now I'm taking action. Now, if you guys were to simply take some action, okay? Because the miracle of the seasons, the sunshine, the soil, and the rain are not available by affirmation. They're available through labor. And that's it. Only through labor can you produce a result. Okay? But you're going to start to feel a lot better when you do. Your confidence is going to go up. You're going to start to feel like, God, I can actually help someone. For the first time in my life, I had someone tell me, I turned them around. I helped them get on their feet. I shared something with them, and they saw value in it, and now they're saying, wow, Catherine, there's something about you. You resonate with me. Someone that I speak to right now, they may not resonate with me, but they may resonate with you. They may actually see some, maybe they see a little bit of themselves in you. And they're like, I really relate to this person specifically, and I love the way she shared this. And so with that, I don't care what she's doing. I'm going to ask her, and I'm going to get started. That's called attraction marketing. Attraction marketing at its finest. There's a difference between a network marketer, attraction marketer, affiliate marketer, online marketer, all of these things. Attraction marketing is you, and this is the highest form of marketing in my personal opinion, because it requires that you become attractive. You see what I'm saying? So you can't just be like, oh yeah, I do attraction marketing. It's like, well, dude, it doesn't look like you're that attractive. What are you talking about? If you really want to master attraction marketing, become attractive. Become so attractive that people can't resist to ask you what you do and actually go and do it. And how does that start? The simple daily discipline. Make a freaking video. And I know a lot of people are worried about it. I'm honestly like, of all people, Catherine, you impress me. Because, I feel like some of you guys have it easy. Like, when I started, I was shaking. I was worried about how my teeth looked, how my hair looked. I still worry about some stupid things sometimes, but I gotten over a lot of it, right? But, Catherine, you are amazing me right now. The fact that you actually, had your surgery, and you're hopping on there, you've got that freaking, bag of peas on there. You're like, I promised myself I would do this, and I'm doing it, and that's what it takes to be successful. That right there is what it takes. But here's the next question. Are you going to do that? Right? Are you going to do that tomorrow? When you're not feeling it even more, right? When you're super sick and you can barely speak, right? And I'm not saying you're going to be sick, right? But my point is, are you willing to do that tomorrow? And there's been times where, I can't say, I've done everything I'm preaching, there's a quote by Jim Rohn. I loved it. He said, Jim, you speak a pretty good game, Well, let me see what you do. And he's like, well, here's the deal. Listen to me carefully, but don't watch me too closely. Right? Listen to me carefully, but don't watch me too closely. So I can't promise that I'm doing all of these things all the time, but if I can serve to inspire you, to inspire someone else, well, then guess what we've got? Now we've got a team. Now we've got a following. Now we've got something special that people are going to believe in. And it's less about MLSP. It's less about the tools. It's less about the comp plan. It's less about all that crap. And it's more about their belief in you and the team and the community. Like, if of all things that I think are the most valuable about MLSP, it's not the tools. The tools are great. You're going to pay a lot of money for them outside of MLSP altogether. You know, you're going to pay a lot of money to get all those themes, all those plugins, all the stuff anywhere outside of MLSP. But the reality is, I personally pay for the training and the community. I pay for the leadership. I pay for that stuff. Why not? Why wouldn't you, right? So anyways, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. Besides the vision, besides, suspending your disbelief, another really cool one that I liked, and I'm not gonna ramble on here too long. We all got to get to bed here soon. Let's see here. Let's see, right here. It was really cool. Free is your most expensive option. I love that. Okay, and I told Evan this story not too long ago, and I think it's one of the coolest stories. And then I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna let you guys talk. Share whatever. He said free is the most expensive option. Why is that? Because not only does it take a lot of your time, effort, energy, but if you're not willing to invest in yourself and your training and your coaching, then you're not really ever going to, succeed because you're not willing to invest. What's that mean? It's less about the money and more about that shift. It's less about the money and more about the shift. What's going on inside of you that allows you to go and spend some time, spend some money on something that's going to change you? So, a cool story that I told Evan not too long ago. Evan, if you don't mind hearing this again. A guy by the name of Russell Brunson, he's an internet marketer. Okay, he grew up wrestling, and I love the guy not only because he's an internet marketer. He grew up wrestling. I grew up wrestling. I love wrestling. I love the guy. So he grew up wrestling, and he actually went to college for wrestling. As a freshman in college, he had, he was new to the school. He was living in a dorm. On the door one night, he knocked on the door. Russell didn't know who it was, so he opens the door and he sees his head coach there. He's like, "Well, what are you doing here?" Because it's brand new to the school and everything. You see little Patrick. He's cute. He also scratches the crap out of me. So anyways, he's new to the school, and you've got Russell here, who is he's brand new. You've got the coach here who simply walks in and says, "Hey, Russell." Sure. He's like, "Cool. If I hand you this tape, will you watch it?" He said, "Yeah." A little bit of network marketing there, right? "If I hand you this tape, will you watch it?" He's like, "Yeah, I will." "Okay, cool. What's it about?" "Well, this is a training tape that's going to teach you everything you need to know about how you're going to beat your next opponent, okay, on the mat." And wrestling is one of those things. If you've never done it, I hope half of you guys haven't. If you've ever done it, you get on the mat and you get these jitters in your stomach, worried, and here's the funny thing. I've played football, I've played all sorts of sports, but with wrestling, it's a little bit different because you're the only one out there, all right? Literally one of the most grueling sports. It takes so much energy and you have to be in such good shape. There's this term, wrestling shape. But when you're out on the map, all eyes are on you, and if you lose, everyone sees it. It's not like there's a game going on where the ball's passed and then someone else has got it. There's so much going on the back end. There's so much going on ahead of you. It's literally just you. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking, right? And so, anyways, he said, you got to watch this so you can beat your next opponent, okay? And I want you to master this not only on the map, but I want you to master this in your head first. That's why I'm giving this to you. So he's like, "Cool, I'll watch it." So he hands him the tape, okay? And then the coach starts to walk away. But then before he walks out of the room, he stops, pauses, looks back at Russell. "Hey, Russell, toss me your wallet real quick." And Russell's a little bit like, what are you talking about? He didn't really think about it twice. He just kind of tossed him his wallet. He tossed him his wallet. He opened his wallet. He pulled all of the cash out of there, put it in his pocket, and then was just about to leave. And Russell still was like, didn't know what to do. He wasn't really going to say anything, but he was like, what the hell just happened, right? It's kind of like one of those things. You're missing it, and you're like a deer in the headlights. So as he's about to walk out, he turns back. Right before he's about to close the door, he says, "Russell, you know why I grabbed that money from your wallet?" He said, "Why?" He said, "Because now that you've paid for the training, you're actually going to take it seriously. Now that you've paid for the training, you're actually going to take it seriously." you're going to pay attention. And so, moral of the story, one of those cool things that I really liked, when he said free is your most expensive option. Is it really expensive in terms of, financial, a financial standpoint? No, not at all. In your personal growth and your personal development, right? And so we've heard these things, a few times here and there from certain leaders who try to sell you something. But I think I hope you realize this certain statement. Free is your most expensive option. And if you guys want to sell something in the future, just use that story. Exactly what I shared with you. Because that's the truth. If you don't pay for half of the things, then you don't take it seriously. Like, yeah, you get a free training here, you get someone to opt in, but as soon as they pay, they're going to take it a little bit more seriously. As soon as you guys paid that $10 to get started with MLSP, you were like, okay, I need to take this a little bit more seriously than watching a webinar where Nick and Paul are just hanging out, right? So, anyways, just know that I love you guys and I appreciate you guys. Like, literally, I hope you guys can inspire me, and some of you guys already are, but I hope in the future that I can watch you guys, up on a stage, and that all I look back at me and let me know, like, hey, Paul, I appreciate you for sharing what you knew with me at that time because, I wanted you to believe in me, and since you believed in me, it allowed me to believe in myself. So, anyways, I'm going to mute my stuff, or, if you guys want to unmute, let me know if you have any questions or, what's going through your heads.
I was gonna say, you're right with that story or whatever. Me and my dad went to this it was a network marketing event, and we met this lady or whatever. It was for Doobly Network. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it. But anyways, this lady, she was like, she believed in it so much that she was willing to pay me and my dad's way. And I mean, it's a great opportunity. It just wasn't my thing. I was doing Beam at the time. And she literally convinced me to let her buy my way in, pretty much. Because I was telling her, I was like, I'm not gonna take it seriously. Like, it's not my thing. She's like, blah blah, and paid both me and my dad's way in. She's paid tons of other people's way in, and nobody took it seriously. I mean, I literally did not do one single thing with it at all. And I mean, I kind of feel bad, but I mean, yeah, she paid both our ways in, and we didn't do anything. So yeah, that just shows that what you were saying, it's true.
Exactly. That's why I don't pay for anyone anymore, man. I used to do the same thing, trying to get people involved with Bima back in the day when I first started. They're like, I don't have the money right now. I'm like, but I get paid on Friday. I was just desperate, dude. I was desperate to get anyone started. I was like, I need to make this work. So I literally would yo, dude, I know you're getting paid on Friday. There were a couple of times where I didn't even get paid back. I was like, but I got the money right now, dude. You can hop on my credit card. A month later, the auto ship's still going through my credit card, and they haven't paid me. I was like, I'm never doing that again. That's obviously how it works. So, what about you, Evan? What's up?
Yeah, I like your story. I like that story. I have had the same thing happen to me too. I actually paid for someone's their startup fee, and then they didn't even do anything. And that's the same. It's like the perceived value. I've sent out samples of my products before, and they don't for free, and they just a month later, oh yeah, I've gotten around to it. Now that I'm charging a little bit, they take it seriously. They try it right away, and then okay, wow, and then they see what. So it's all about perceived value and how you handle yourself, and as long as you maintain posture, dude, I'm so stoked to see all this stuff in MLSP and see all the content in there. I mean, nobody knows everything, and collectively, we should all connect to each other too, and because sure we're all good at some stuff, but I'm really excited to go into MLST and see all the content in there, and then be able to repurpose it myself, and even just go through all the training and everything. It's going to take a while, I'm sure, to get through everything, but I'm excited about it. Yeah.
Exactly. So who's going to start up a blog? I know it's a little bit intimidating.
Dude,
you've got a lot of things going on. Awesome. Yeah, so it's one of those things. You guys can unmute yourselves now. We're not trying to, have everyone have the best sound quality at this point. However, when I started up my blog, just a quick story. When I started up my blog, not too long ago, I tried them in the past. I'd done a little bit of Weebly, had other blogs here. I wasn't going to use Tumblr. I don't know if you guys have heard of Tumblr, but it's just, it's a free service, and with free services, it's kind of one of those things that's a little sketchy. So with MLSP, it's a paid service. You actually own this blog, which is really, really cool. You own the content, right? And it makes it a ton easier for you. When I was making my blog, it was just so annoying and difficult without zero training. I shit you not, okay? Only cuss word I'm going to say on this call. It was just miserable because I didn't know the difference between a plugin and a widget. I didn't know where to find a plugin once I downloaded it. And I was like, where's this plugin? And then I would look for hours. I try to, find a free plugin here because I didn't want to spend, $50 on every freaking plugin I'd bought, or excuse me, I'd wanted. So it was honestly annoying. And with MLSP, you guys do have the option to use all of these themes that are literally, if you look them up right now, I wish I could show you right now. If you look up some of these themes, actually go in the MLSP back office, you can see that they're $100 a pop. Like at least 90% of the themes back there are like $100 just to buy one theme. And you get access to all of these themes. You get access to all of these plugins. Opt-in Monster, $200 a year. Like literally $200 a year, you're gonna pay for that, and you get that absolutely free within the site. So I think that's the coolest thing that they provide, the service. I think they pay like Opt-in Monster monthly probably to have you guys get access to them. But not only that, you get the training. So if you do want to set up your own blog, literally click step 1, start here. Step 2, step 3, pick your theme, pick your, whatever, and then honestly, you can have your blog up and running within a day. Like seriously, like if you spend about, I would just say honestly 4 hours just to make it look the way you want it to look and have the content there. You can toss all of your MLSP like affiliate links, all even your company, whatever network marketing company you're involved with, those affiliate links here and there on a simple picture. It's super, super cool. Well, you can set all this up, and like Ray was saying, it's something that's super powerful. If you can continue to set up, if you can continue to, add bricks like a building, that's what your blog is. Your blog is a building, and you're continuing to build this empire. I know, some of you guys watched that video where Nick talked about that, but that's true. So, what are you guys excited about? Are you guys gonna start a blog or what?
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
I think it's gonna help because I tried a website once, and it took. I mean, I'm still not even halfway done with it, and I've been working on it for weeks. So I think
funny.
this would be way easier.
How do you
Totally.
get views on your blog or whatever? Just by sharing it everywhere?
What's up?
How do you get people to view your blog? Just by sharing it?
Ooh. Yikes. Okay, that's a big question, man. So there's quite a few ways. You can get your blog out there in any way. Let's put it this way, man. You've got the internet, and with the internet, think about it like you go on Google, dude. What do? You type something in, right? And usually a blog pops up to answer your question or where you buy something, maybe an e-commerce store or whatever. But isn't it interesting when you're on the internet? Sometimes you'll click on a link, and that link will take you somewhere, and you're like looking at content, and then you click on another link. It's like Instagram, dude. You're scrolling. You see who's tagged in that photo. You click on there, and pretty soon, like 10 minutes later, you're looking at their grandpa's uncle's cousin's mom, who just had a baby, and then you're like, oh, that's a freaking cool. They had a great wedding, and then like you've never known them, they don't know you, right? And that's the internet, okay? That's the internet. But I'm gonna tell you right now, content is king. Content is king. So what's cool about MLSP is not only do you get the access to your own blog, you get to create your own blog, okay? But then once you create your own blog, what you start to do is take the content, that exactly what everyone was saying. Take what you're learning inside of MLSP. There's 1 billion trainings in there. Like I'm pretty sure there's 1 billion in there. Like you want to talk billion? They've been doing this since 2008. Every single day there's a wake-up call. There's a wake-up call from an internet marketer, network marketer, affiliate marketer, whatever, who teaches you certain things. Maybe it's mindset. Maybe one day it's Twitter. Maybe it's one day it's Periscope. Maybe one day, it's how to make your first $1,000. Whatever it may be, you take that content, repurpose it, toss it on your blog, and then you know what you do? You share it. And this is your question, right? You share it. How do you share it? Well, if it's quality content and you put it up on Facebook, like quality, not just copy and paste, but you take a little bit of time to put it there. Because here's the point. Most people, they try to speed through this. They really do. But if it's not quality, no one's going to share it. No one's going to like it. But if you make one quality post, that thing can be shared for years. literally 2 years later, that same post can somehow be found, just like I told you, Instagram situation, right? That post can be found by someone. They're gonna read that thing. They're gonna be like, "This is really cool." They click on a link, and that makes them, they go to sign up through MLSP, through your network marketing company, whatever it may be. Okay, but all you do is repurpose content. Literally, like, I remember one of the first things that I learned in network marketing 3 years ago was R&D. Rip off and duplicate. Like, you don't. Let's put it this way, man. In school, it was called cheating. Right now, it's called winning. Okay? Right now, it's called winning. Rip off and duplicate. And just make it quality. Add some good thoughts, and you'd be surprised at how much you actually know that you're not using right now, right? Like, you'd be surprised, man. So then you share it on Instagram, you share it on Facebook, you write up a cool little post, share it with your friends, share it with the group. We can share it. What I want to start to do here really soon, which is gonna be cool, you guys, is we can actually post our videos. So with the Victory Tribe, they have this, but I want this to be with our personal group here. What I want to do is have these threads where you can share a blog post, right, on our group page, and then each one of us, if we see it as a valuable piece of content, if you're not getting shares from the team here, then you're not putting up enough value. But if you share up something with value, like, just start looking at blogs. That's what I recommend. Like, I look at go to addictedtosuccess.com with an actual 2, like the number 2, okay? And look at some of their blog posts. They're not anything too special, but they say, 7 ways entrepreneurs are different than the rest of the world. And guess what they do that for? It's not like the most highest, like, you've got tons of article in there, good citations, none of that crap. They're simple 7 quick, like, little paragraphs. And since they know their target market is entrepreneurs, you and me, we're like, oh my God, that is so me. I'm sharing this. Like, I'm just sharing it because it's that cool. Like, I don't like jobs. Oh, that's awesome. Like it's just hilarious, man. It's not like, but it's quality. And so you'd be surprised 2 years from now someone can share that. So anyways, it's rip off and duplicate, post something up on your blog, and then share it, and then have friends share it. So in our group, if you post one of your blogs up from here on out, and we like it, yeah, I'm going to share it. And I'll share it with my entire friends list. And you'd be surprised, man. The other day, I'm making some videos here and there, right? And then, I keep rambling. Sorry, you guys. I make some videos here and there if you guys have seen them. And on some of these videos, it's hilarious because I've had people that I've never known or talked to, telling me, like, for instance, this girl that's not in network marketing, she doesn't do anything. She watched one of my very first videos that I was making not too long ago called How to Pray Effectively. That's what I called it, and I ranked it for that on YouTube. Different training, right? I ranked for that on YouTube, but I got quite a few views here on Facebook. Almost 1,000, I think, and that's, a lot for someone who, just posted up a random video. Almost 1,000 views on that video alone, just on Facebook. She shared it with her mom. Now her mom follows me, and she's like, my mom loves your videos. And she's like I think she's like 60 years old. It's just hilarious to me, right? So that's what can happen for you guys, and what you're gonna be surprised about is the more you put out, the more quality is, the more it's gonna be shared, and the more you're gonna become known. And honestly, this can take anywhere from a month to 3 months time. But if you're consistent within that month to 3 months time, something about 3 months, right, with success, I don't know what it is, but 3 months of hard work usually gets you all the success you could ever want. A month to 3 months time, you're just staying consistent with content, which is, in my personal opinion, a lot easier than recruiting 24/7. Okay. You're going to start to have people left and right hitting you up that you've never heard of, never known, never anything. And they're going to be like, I saw that video, what do you do? Or, well, I'm involved with, blank, and, whether you want to share your network marketing opportunity, whether you want to share MLSP, Me personally, I tell people, I'm an internet marketer, so I build sales funnels, basically drive traffic, split test for better conversions. I almost confuse them with my language, just so they're like, holy shit, this sounds really cool. Split test for better conversions and make sales of affiliate products or my own products. And I work with some network marketers too, if you're a network marketer. I don't work with many, but I do. So, I ask them a few more questions, find out what their problem is, and I'm like, cool, well, I have a system that may be able to help you. Check this out, and that's my video, right? But it's a lot easier having people come to me as opposed to me saying, hey, you seem like a sharp person. Do you keep your business options open if it comes to, it doesn't interfere with what you're already doing, if you want to make more money, yada, 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 right? It works well. So you're just perceived as an authority. Yeah.
What you were saying about rip off and duplicate, my past 2 videos have literally just been from videos that I watched, and
Yeah.
I'm saying almost the same exact thing in the video that they say in the videos.
Dude, if you can recite a video word for word, I am impressed. Like that's on like a Tom Cruise acting level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what I did was I just got the key points I wanted out of it to make a quick video. I
Yeah.
wrote them down and spoke the words, and put some enthusiasm to it and made some videos.
Yeah.
I need to make some more, that's for sure.
Yep. I would love it if you did, man. So what's going through the ladies are being pretty quiet right now.
I have a question.
All right,
I do
go
have
on.
a question. So something that I heard on, and I forgot what video it was, is to take one. What's your take on this? But taking one form of social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, and mastering that. And now, is that what you would tell us to do, or are we literally sending out our stuff on like every platform at one time, or would you say like take Facebook and do, blog posts and stuff like that strictly on Facebook to start, or?
Okay, so I highly recommend being everywhere. This is something that Gary Vaynerchuk talks about. Now, in terms of lead generation, see, I think you get the two confused. Right now, you have the two confused. There's a
Okay.
difference between creating content and lead generation. Creating content, you do want to generate leads through your content, but in this case, you want to master one method in terms of lead generation. So yeah, if I'm gonna try to generate leads through all Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, blogging, a million different things at once, okay, well then that's gonna be a little bit difficult for me to do, because you can get to the point where you're generating. Nick right now, he's at the point where he's generating bare minimum like 25 to 30 leads per day, sometimes like a lot more if he makes a really good boosted post. He started with Instagram. Now it's starting to get into Facebook ads. So that's it. Those are his biggest forms of lead generation, and then obviously with having some content. But for instance, for example, right? My biggest form of traffic is also Instagram. So if you guys want to learn how to do that, check out the little freaking post. Nick and I sell our own product. I'm not going to try to sell it to you here. An Instagram product. Okay.
I bought it.
Okay, cool. We're actually going to update that here soon. So when we do, we're going to update that within the next, because they get outdated within social media. We're going to update that, make it a whole lot better, and you can actually get that for free from us because you already bought it. So, anyways, we sell that for $7. But my point is, we mastered that. So now we can generate some serious leads through Instagram. We even created our own product, right? But that was the first thing that we were really generating a lot of leads into. Then what I would recommend doing is moving on to one other platform. In the case of creating content, though, let's say you create a blog post right now. You go and make your blog. You make a video, and then write up like literally 2-3 paragraphs on that. Toss it on your blog. See, the hardest part for most people, and this was a mistake I made. I was blogging every single day, through Empower Network, just like you were, right? I blogged literally for almost 30 days straight, and I was missing one thing, and that was eyes. That was traffic. Because my blogs don't mean shit. Sorry, second time I've cussed on this. I'm glad you guys aren't under 18. We're good here. Check this out. That content doesn't mean anything unless people are reading it, right? So you honestly want to spend less time on the content and more time finding ways to share it. So what I would recommend from the time that you actually make the content, share it on every single bit of social media you possibly can. Everything. Like if you have Google Plus, share it. If you have Snapchat, a lot of my friends that are good content marketers, one of my friends that I learned from, his name is Chris Altamirano. If you guys want to add him on Facebook, please do. They taught me everything I know about SEO, about he's a beast. He's a beast. And this guy, what he does is he takes one piece of content, he'll type maybe one post every 2 weeks. That's it. And he just shares the crap out of that thing. He'll have a picture on Snapchat with a on his computer that shows you guys this, whatever, the title of his post, and some people are interested, so they check out, he even has the name of his website in the text, right? So sometimes he'll share it there, especially like me. I remember when I just started up with Snapchat, I didn't have any friends. I had just my best friends and a few others, and I was like, what the hell? Why am I wasting my time trying to post pictures with friends that aren't even going to buy my crap anyways? So what I did was I literally added everyone I possibly could. I'm like, this is another social media platform. I'm going to follow the attention, because most people that are on right now, Snapchat and Instagram, right? So what's that mean? These are really solid platforms that hold people's attention, If you have a Snapchat or an Instagram, you understand that you're on there more than you're on most things now. And then obviously Facebook is, a major one. But that's where the attention's at. So what do? I add everyone I know. And then anytime I make a post, I kid you not, check this out. Most people don't see it out of the people that are actually my friends, but I get bare minimum 400 views on one freaking snap alone. What's that mean? Eyes. Now, not all of them are going to like my content, but let's say 20 of them do. 20 of them do. What's that mean? They go share it with their friends because they thought one idea was really cool, right? And that's how that's how the entire following starts. That's literally how the entire following starts. I've heard a quote, and not even a quote, but this is a truth, that it takes not 100,000 people to go on to be big, not 10,000, only 1,000. That's it. 1,000 true fans. If you can get 1,000 true fans, and that should take less than 3 months, seriously, because people share stuff. If you have one true fan, they're going to share it with their best friend, right? They will, eventually. If you have one true fan that struggled with network marketing and you shared one idea that you learned inside of MLSP, right, and it changed the game for them, they're like, oh my God, I've been doing this wrong the entire time, then what's going to happen? They're going to share it with their friend, and then that friend is either going to like it or not like it. Now, what if they do, right? They're going to go and share it again. And this gets to be, that's what you call viral. But it takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit more than you're willing to do sometimes, right? Sometimes you don't feel like it. Sometimes you don't feel like people are watching. You'd be surprised at who's watching. I talked about this, not like once before, but it's so true. I've had people that I never thought my content would do anything or share. Hold on one sec. I got this weird pop-up. I had, some content I never thought, people were really watching. I was like, I'm only getting 10 likes. That 10 likes was 100,000, 100 plus views, right? Which then eventually can turn into thousands of dollars, because that one person could have shared it with someone who shared it with someone who shared it with someone. Someone watched it. They were with their friend. They're like, who is this person? You get this random ad on Facebook. It doesn't matter. My point is, someone's always watching. Someone is always watching. I've had people come up to me in Bozeman, Montana. I'd never met them in my life before. Are you Paul? Yeah, because I have friends in Bozeman, Montana, but I've never met this person. But they got, the video was shared with them through a friend. And what's that mean, right? They know me. I don't know who the hell they are. Oh my God, it was amazing. It changed, my life. And now I share it with my uncle who wants to be a pastor. He loves you and he follows you. Like, I kid you not. That actually happened to me in a Bozeman, Montana bar. It's hilarious. And I'm like, if I'm in a bar. But anyways, it can happen. This stuff. I think I got off on a tangent. Who asked? Okay, Kelly, you asked me that question, right?
Yeah. Like 12 minutes ago.
Sorry, I'm pumped. Anyways, I love sharing this stuff with you.
No, it's totally fine.
No, I hope it's opening up, your eyes right now, you guys, to like the potential of, content marketing and attraction marketing and all of this stuff. It's amazing.
I have another question.
Okay, go on.
So you found MLSP while you were still doing Vima?
No.
No.
Nick and I haven't been involved with a network marketing company in over a year.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not going to go into all of that. I will in the future get started with a network marketing company. I'll let all you guys know. You can join my downline. No, I'm kidding. But we were involved with Vima for the first year of our network marketing career. And then we heard about a company called Empower Network. And our friend, our upline at the time, John, shared it with Nick, who Nick shared it with me. And so we were looking into that. We're like, this whole thing is cool, but I didn't like blogging at the time. I didn't understand powerful. And the Empower Network blogs got this, panda slap where they couldn't really rank well because their system was set up in a certain type of way. It wasn't really, the platform that we have here at MLSP now, especially because it's WordPress, so it's a legitimate platform. Long story short, we got started there, but Dave, we looked into more attraction marketing methods. Terms of like Mike Dillard, just look him up. Okay, the guy's a beast. He was actually one of those network marketers that went on to do bigger things than most network marketers ever do. You get network marketers, like I said, the first time you hear about network marketing, you get this person that's making like 20 grand. You're like, oh my God, like that is ridiculous. Like that income is bigger than anyone I've ever met in my life. And then you hear about people who are in their upline making like 60 to 80 to 100 grand a month, and you're like, oh my God. And then you get the $1 million earners, and you're like, this is insane. And then you get people like Mike Dillard who are on a completely different level. Like he created attraction marketing for network marketing. Let's put it that way. So yeah, we heard about that stuff. We loved it, and then MLSP was later in the future. We actually, this is going into my 3rd month. I wasn't taking it seriously because we were doing a lot of affiliate marketing on the outside. But then I looked at the tools a little bit more. I looked at the training. I looked at the platform a little bit more because Nick shared it with me again. And I was like, dude, this is ridiculous. Why don't we just do this full time? Because, or at least part-time compared to how much time we were actually putting into it. And then, keep doing the marketing that we're doing. But use this as our front-end offer because it makes sense. $100 per sale is just ridiculous. Like, you can't beat that. So
ideally,
anyways.
I'd be wanting to share this information with the people on my team, correct? Obviously, because our target market is other network marketers. So, right?
It's the easy feature. You can get businesses all over, but a lot of the times you get these small business owners who hire someone to do that stuff and learn it. So network marketers are the easiest for and let's put it this way. I want you guys to think about it this way. If you've got a downline right now, if you've got a team, and you're like, God, this $150 would be a lot for them, and you don't believe that it's going to work for them because, maybe things haven't worked for you in the past, because that's exactly what my mentality was, a couple years ago. Here's what I want you to understand right now. You have a limiting belief in yourself and in your ability to help others, and if you don't share MLSP with your team, you're doing them a huge disservice. That's the way you need to look at it. Because how many network marketers are struggling? How many network marketers are time income or just haven't yet, but they really want to? They're really tired of their jobs. They got into the dream, right? They bought into this idea of freedom, yet they don't have it. Why? Life. That's the way I look at it. I don't look at the $100 anymore. Like I said, like Ray Higdon said on the freaking call, have a vision that's bigger than the money, all right, about who you want to become. And in this case, if you want to become someone that helps people, perfect, because you're going to make money in the process. That's exactly what he was trying to say there. So, in this case, yeah, I would highly recommend sharing it with my team. If I was in network marketing, everyone on my team would be on this shit, like everybody, 3 times. Right? Everybody. Because I'm sharing this with them. So.
Cool, thank you.
But, all right.
By the way, please share this video with your team right now. Like, you can share this video with them, and you'd be surprised. Some of them would be like, what is this MLSP thing? Like, it's hilarious.
Wait, how do I do that? I've never been on a Google Hangout before.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so once I end this call, what you can do, it's pretty cool. Once I end this call, all you got to do is grab a link from, it's an actual YouTube video after this. After this, it turns into a YouTube video. I can share that link with you. It's on my channel. And then you can go share that with your team or, someone else. And since they watch this video, they can get back. I'm not going to have a link saying join my team, okay, you guys? I'm not going to have that link on this video specifically. So if you share this video, they can, watch the video. You follow up with them. Hey, what'd you like about that webinar? Right, or that hangout, and they're gonna be like, "What is this MLSP thing?" I don't want you guys to feel like I'm gonna take any of your people. I would never in a million years. If someone tries to sign up through me, all right, and they ask me to, I'll ask, "How'd you find out about it first?" Okay, you guys, like that's something that I feel like if I don't lead with that integrity, well, then obviously you guys won't trust me, and I won't even be able to trust myself. Would decrease my self-confidence. All that crap, that you don't want to worry about. So I always ask, "Who'd you hear about this from?" And if they're like you, then I'm like, cool, sign up. And if they sign up on their own, then that's a different story. I can't really stop it, but at the same time, I hope, they see value in joining you. That's what I want. I want you guys to become more so you guys can be that value, that someone's looking for. You see what I'm saying?
But, all right, guys, I'm going to hop off here. Great talk.
Bye.
We'll talk to you soon, man.
See you, Zach.
All right, peace out, guys.
Sorry about not having you talk for much longer. I'm talking a little too much.
You're good. I will see you guys later.
All right, we'll see you, man. So, pretty silent, rather silent.
So I'm ready to make a funnel. I'm ready to do this. I think I'm gonna go look at the
Yeah.
look at the campaigns and sales pages right now to make a capture page, and that way I can start building my
Perfect, man.
list like while I build my blog.
It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. In the beginning, it'll take you about an hour of playing around with, but it's pretty simple to figure out.
Yeah.
If you need any help, I never really say, hey, let me help you build an entire funnel, but the funnelizer training's there. So all you got to do is go to Marketing Strategies, watch the funnelizer training. They show you step by step, how you can start to do that. So it's pretty simple.
Cool.
All right, Evan. Appreciate having you on the
Awesome.
call, man.
Hey, you too.
Any last questions, you guys, or Kelly? It seems like you got a plethora of them.
I do. I still have more, but I didn't know if I should talk to you just one-on-one about them, or if should I
Well,
just
no,
here?
let's do it here. I like this group setting because they're also learning.
Okay. So being with network marketing for like over 2 years now, I know a lot of people. I've met a lot of people who are in the same situation as I am. So how do I go about, and this might have been in the training that I didn't watch already, I'm not sure, but what's the best way to go about contacting them? Is it through Facebook? Is it through, a text message, a phone call? How to bring this whole thing up to them? Like, because it's not like I see them like face to face every day. So,
Okay.
what would be the best way to approach them about it?
I recommend either Facebook if you can, and obviously in this case, I like Facebook just because it's easy for me to keep people off my phone. I don't like my phone blowing up all the time. However, in the case of you having their phone number, I would highly recommend texting them. It's a little bit more personal. Facebook, I feel like everyone's getting hit up these days by other network marketers trying to get them involved in their network marketing company, and to me that's just hilarious. That's why MLSP is a good front-end offer as well, because it's something that you can be like, well, here's the deal. I'm not going to try to get you involved if your friend started up with Amway. You know what I mean? Here's the deal. I'm actually working with this system that's going to help you build your Amway business. Is that something that seems interesting to you? How are you doing with generating leads online? Exactly what Ray Higdon says. I don't personally say that all the time. What I do is I ask what their problems are. So I share a conversation with them. I never talk about network marketing in the beginning. If you guys want a quick training on this, all right? When I talk to people, if you haven't noticed, I haven't talked to some of you on Facebook, but I actually share a conversation with them. Where are you from? What do you do? Are you working a part-time job, full-time job? Tell me a little bit about, the weekends or yada yada. Sometimes we go off on tangents, right? And I always kind of funnel it back down to the main problem. What's the problem that you're facing in your business right now? Because I know that you're not very successful. Just based on, well, number one, you have a job. Now, I'm not saying, there's very few network marketers that stick around their job when they make a full-time income, unless they really love it. I think I've met like one. So if they're not full-time, what's that mean? They're facing some problems in their business, right? What is it? You can ask people. People are usually going to be honest. It's very rare that you get someone that's straight up, yeah, I'm full-time, I'm traveling the world. It's like, well, it doesn't look like it. I'd see a little bit more, a little cooler pictures on your Facebook wall, unless you're that worried about people finding out that you actually travel. So, right? Here's my point. You'll know. And when you see that someone is having, or is working their job, hey, can I ask you a quick question? What's your biggest problem? Why aren't you full-time and network? Do you want to supplement your work income? That's the first question. Do you want to supplement that income with It Works?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I do. Okay, well then why haven't you yet? You've been involved. You told me you were involved for about 8 months. You could have done it in 8 months. What's going on? What problem are you facing right now? And usually they'll tell you. As long as you set up yourself up as the authority. In my case, it's a mindset shift. I think about, before I get involved in a conversation, number one, I'm very genuine. I don't try to pitch them right away. I don't say, hey, check out my link. I actually ask them before I send my link. Hey, is it cool if I send you a link that, I guarantee it'll help you. I guarantee you'll see value in this video. I put together about a 40-minute video. In this case, if you have the MLSP systems campaign, if you go to the back office of MLSP, and then from there you click on my campaigns, I think. Does anyone want to help me out here? I'm not 100% sure. Hold on. I'm gonna check it out real quick. Okay. Yeah. If you check out my websites, if you go to the back office at MLSP, go on my websites, go to MLSP campaigns. Okay. From that point on, you can go down you can scroll down, and you see a bunch of different campaigns, links of your own affiliate links with different videos and stuff. So, some of these will be different. But what's cool is you can share that with someone after you say, is it cool if I share this with you? Oh, you're having trouble finding people to talk to, and 9 times out of 10, all of their problems boil down to 2 things. All right? These 2 things, leads and sales. Finding people to talk to and closing those people in the business. Well, every time I get someone to check it out, they're just not completely interested. Perfect. MLSP. I'm having a hard time because my entire my family is not really into it, and all my friends I've already heard about it a million times, and I just don't know who to talk to anymore. Perfect. MLSP. Right? And so that's what I do. I just okay, that's cool. I have something that I may be able to help you out with because that's what I specialize in. That's all you gotta say. Who cares? If you say that, you're gonna become that. So, anyways, I have something that's actually something I specialize in. If I sent you, and you don't even have to say because I think a lot of network marketers are privy to that term, considering Eric Warre's book, right? I say, so here's the deal. I have a video that if you watch it, it's packed with a ton of value. It's gonna show you how you can start to generate some leads online, or it's gonna show you how you can start to close some people into your business without even talking to them. Does that sound cool to you? Does that sound cool to you? I notice I'm actually using this tonality now. It's so innate. Does that sound cool to you? And they're like, yeah, that perfect. All right, cool. I'm gonna send you a link, and then you send the link. They watch it, and then that's honestly the game plan. That's for Facebook. That's pretty simple. It's
Sorry,
that easy.
What link is it again? I think I was messing with my phone.
Whatever link that you want to use. So if you log into your MLSP back office, and I told Eric this today, then you click on the My Websites tab. I know there's just so much shit back here, it's just ridiculous. And it can be intimidating, so you'll get, a little bit more used to everything back here. But if you go to my website, click on MLSP campaigns. Okay. Right there, you're going to have about a ton of different links, and you can pick from there. I usually do the Mastery membership one. The Mastery, I forget what it's called because I'm not logged in. But you can pick one of those and you can send them that video. And they actually opt in to see it, so they're being added to your list as we speak, which is really cool.
Okay.
Other than that, any last questions, Jesse? I don't want to keep you too long. Catherine, I don't want to keep you too long. I don't know when the bedtime is.
Pretty soon.
See, I've never been I've only been pregnant once. But I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. My main thing is I'm sitting here with my legs super crossed because I'm literally getting kicked in the bladder. Like, literally. It's not pleasant.
That's hilarious. So, Evan, any last words? Or, does anyone else have any more questions before we hop off this little mastermind? Or, Catherine?
Yeah, I have a question for you.
What's up?
So there are the capture pages in the campaigns. There are other ones also in the professional sales page.
Let me log in real quick and check. See, I don't even know everything about MLSP.
Because I was
Hold on. All I know is that I
was asking Nick.
Okay, so you were saying what?
Well, I had asked Nick where he got his, and he said that there isn't one. Yeah.
Capture page? It's because you can't actually get one of those capture pages. You have to make it through the funnelizer. So basically, if you go to my websites and you check out any of the MLSP stuff, MLSP campaigns, MLSP profit campaigns, MLSP product campaigns, MLSP system campaigns, no, these are links that make life easy for people who don't want to use the funnelizer. Okay? So, for instance, if you're not really, you get involved with MLSP, all right, and you're my granddad, but you want to, sell the MLSP platform. Well, it's a little bit more difficult for you to go and learn all this stuff considering you've never done it before, right? And you're 90 years old, and like all of your friends you're sharing it with it doesn't make sense to you. My point is, these are simple. Those specific like tabs right there are full of links specifically for MLSP, or in this case, to just generate leads to your CRM. Okay, that's in the back office of MLSP. So if you want to create your own capture pages that are very customizable, anything at all, you just go to, let me check again. You go to my websites. Down below, you're going to see new MLSP Funnelizer. You click on that, and that's actually how you can create everything. And you can create, and those are the ones that you're actually going to create for your own respective companies, because MLSP doesn't make, campaigns or pre-done capture pages for every single company in the world. There's too many. So if you want to create a campaign for It Works or Amway, so to speak, all you've got to do is go into the funnelizer. If you want to go through the funnelizer training of marketing strategies, you go through that, learn how to use the funnelizer, and you can start to create your own funnels and actually toss your own links in there and everything. It's really, really cool. And it's a super powerful tool. I highly recommend it. That's how I do everything.
Do you think it would work better to use their funnelizer capture page versus use, say, like a lead pages one or OSP or any other kind of...
For what?
For the whole, like, do other capture pages incorporate well to the funnel that MLSP has?
Yeah, in terms of capture pages, man, let's put it this way. Most capture pages, 9 times out of 10, dude, a capture page is simple. All you got to do is link the follow-up page to a different page through, you literally toss a link in there. So if I had a lead pages, and I know this is getting technical, you guys, don't worry about it. I'm going to, end this question here soon, Evan, because it's something that I know you can figure out. But if you had, like, let's say I had a capture page that I made in lead pages, but I wanted a thank you page that I created in the funnelizer. Pretty simple. All I have to do is, click on wherever you're editing that capture page on lead pages and add my funnelizer link. So if I created a thank you page on the funnelizer, I take that link for that page and add it to the second page of the capture page. So if they enter their email, it takes them directly. You see what I'm saying? It connects it directly to the capture page in the MLSP, in the funnelizer. Pretty simple, dude. In all funnels and everything, 9 times out of 10, you can just take any link and just, have that be forwarded to the next thing. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, right? For instance, you guys opted into something before, right? Like Food Network and, get our 29 awesome recipes, right? You click on that, it says enter your email, right? You enter your email and it takes you to another page. That's what I'm talking about. And you can make any link, you can take any page, go to any link. It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
So.
Yeah, just awesome.
Cool.
Good stuff.
So, a few more questions, and I'm gonna hop off here. I gotta get on another call actually, which kind of sucks, but
Yeah, me too.
I hope he's not on this and listening. Kelly, Catherine, you got questions? I know we haven't talked in a bit. I'm impressed you stayed
really.
on.
I have to get off here in a second.
Please do. It's totally fine.
It's midnight. I've got to get up early with this lady, so.
I hear you. I appreciate you staying on, and I hope you learned a lot.
I did. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Paul.
Awesome,
Appreciate it.
All right, Catherine, you hopping off too, Evan?
Yeah, I'm not off.
All right, cool. Jesse, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool. And then Kelly, if you have any more questions, I can answer one last one. You guys feel free to hop off.
No, I think I'm okay. How do I actually exit off this thing?
Yikes! You feel that was some type of way about me, huh?
I guess.
Oh boy. Oh no, I just hit this end call.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yes, all you guys got to do is just hop off. You can literally X out of the screen.
Oh,
so.
wait, I do have a question.
Okay.
Where do we go in the back office to find a replay of the webinar tonight of Ray Higdon?
Yikes! I'm not 100% sure on that. And the only reason I'm not is because I don't know if they're going to share a replay. Usually they don't. And the reason they don't is because they take the webinar itself and put it into the training library. So if you were to go to the training tab, training library, you're going to see the most recent up top, the most recent, webinars that they've had. And so these trainings to them are very valuable because what happens is that's what allows you, you remember in Power Network, the inner circle? Do you remember that? The inner circle, all it was Monday calls that they made, $100 to get access to. So you pay $100 to get access to all the replays on the call. So I think that's going to be the case here, but you never know because this is the most people they've ever had on a Wednesday webinar for a system that literally is not an MLM, which is cool.
Yeah.
So they might share that simply because it is the release of MLSP sites for everyone. and Ray Higdon is just an animal. Like the guy's insane. So they may, I don't know yet, but if you do find out how to do that, if you have a question, I would recommend posting that in the group pages.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm not talking about ours because I don't think anyone in our group would be able to answer that, but the MLSP one, the MLSP official, I think, so yeah,
Okay.
should be good. And if you want this link to share with someone, which is cool, I always share Hangouts with people because I feel like it's a little bit more personable. They see that it's real. They see that we're just regular people hanging out talking, and they see that it works. We're sharing this. Then, for those of you guys that are watching right now, well, then they might want to get started. They might want to check it out. So.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to grab that.
Cool. And then, so other than that, I appreciate you guys, and just keep making those videos. Keep rocking it. I don't know. I'm excited.
Thank
Yeah, no problem.
All right, bye.
All right, we'll see you guys later.